Hey everyone, how are you all doing today? I am doing great. Welcome back to another episode of Delicious Goods. Today I don't know if I ever made a video on this, but I'm gonna make one now. I will be making what I like to call my concoction. So, if you ever just feel like you have no idea what to cook, this is like my go-to thing because it's easy and I kind of feel like it's healthy. I mean, there's a lot of vegetables and you could really make this with anything. So to begin, I have a pot of water over here. If you guys can see, pot of water over here. I'm gonna boil that, and then I'm gonna grab some spices. Now my go-to spices for anything is salt, garlic powder, onion powder, even though this is the wrong way, that's okay. Garlic, salt, and then black pepper. So that's my go-to for everything that I like to cook. I season this with chicken, steak, pork, since I'm a very garlicky person, because I love garlic, I use a lot of the garlic powder to get that garlicky flavor. First thing what I'm going to do is I already washed my celery, carrots. We're going to have celery, carrots, we're going to have a green bell pepper, green onions, garlic, and an onion. Now we're just going to use half of the onion. To begin, we are going to, what I like to do, I'm going to put these off to the side, is I like to cut. Now, I cut off the tops. And then if you don't like celery that much, cut it very thin. That will help it, one, cook faster, and two, once it gets tender and not like crunchy as you can hear it, it will kind of be tasteless, really. So I'm gonna just chop. Now I do at least 3 of them and try to cut them down as much as I can, only because celery is okay. Like, I don't mind celery, but I don't know. So in this big pot, I already have it on. It's already hot. I can feel it. I'm going to take some oil. Now, this is just a little sprayer filled with oil, and I'm just going to coat the bottom of it. That way, if you really don't want to use teaspoons or tablespoons, you can spray as much as you want in here, really. And, yeah. So, there's that. That actually might be too hot. And this ain't working, really. I think because it's low. So I'm just going to dump that in. Because what's going to happen is we're pretty much going to do a one-pot meal. That's what this is. So we're going to add in our celery. Now listen, you hear that? Hear that sizzle? That's what you want. So let's add this in. Now I cook this on medium heat. So everything can kind of cook. Get that a nice stir. Then we'll get rid of these. Then what I'm going to do is I have carrots here. Now, I don't want big chunks of carrots. So what I like to do is, first I like to peel off at least the first layer of skin on the carrot, just to kind of get all that grainy, carroty out. And then what I like to do is I like to just do one side of the carrot and shave it down. Now, you don't have to use a peeler if you have, one of those fancy machines that does this for you, then by all means go ahead and do it. But I don't have that, so then I'm going to put that carrot onto the side. And then what I like to do is just kind of gather up, if this works. Doesn't look like it. But I usually kind of gather them up and put them all on top of each other and then cut them into squares. Just, just making sure that everything is even. Pop those in. So what you're pretty much doing is you're going to be sauteing all the vegetables that we cook, or that we have. And then you'll be adding in ground beef. Now you can use ground beef, you can use ground turkey, ground chicken, ground pork even. I mean, you could pretty much use anything. I just use ground beef because that's really the only way how I made this. Okay, let's give this a stir so it's not burning. Alright, and then we're just gonna peel again. Like I said, just try to get as much carrot as you can. And if you like carrots, go ahead and eat what you have left. And then I'm just gonna run my knife through, just kind of creating little pieces. Again, if you don't like carrots, cut them small. I did try to shave the carrots one time, but it didn't turn out good. Like, it didn't turn out well. It turned everything orange. So I'm not gonna do that today. And then I have a green pepper that I'm gonna throw in. Okay. Again, you want everything small so it kind of cooks together. Get off the seeds. I do want to grow my own peppers one day. Get rid of that. I'm just gonna get rid of that. And go ahead, cut. Again, you just want them small. That's good. I like to do one. You could do as many as you want. If you really like peppers, go ahead and do 2. But 1 is fine. Okay. Stir it up. Next, we're going to be doing the onion. So what I like to do, cut off one side of the onion. And then while you're over here, just kind of like peel it off a little. And then go ahead and cut that in half. I always use the less side, the one that's less, because I don't want a whole bunch of onion to overpower the dish. And then what I do, I cut it this way, horizontally. I make my cuts, and then I cut it downward. And then I just cut it, make little chunks. As you can see the pattern, little chunks. And go ahead, kind of run your knife through this. Go ahead and, whoops. Cut through that. And then we're going to just take this, add that all in. Put that in there. Give it a nice stir. So you're probably wondering what this water is for. I'm going to show you in a second. I do orzo noodles, and I put them in here, and then it goes in this. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding in 2 cans of sauce, of tomato sauce. That's going to make it almost like a stew to everything together. So, with that, I need my garlic. Now, I have 3 cloves of garlic here. If you do not like garlic, you can use 1. You can keep it out. I just enjoy garlic because it's delicious. So I'm going to peel off the skin, or whatever you want to call it, the shell, the skin, and then kind of just cut it up. Put these into small. There we go. Just go ahead and do that. Go ahead and peel another one. I think I'm just going to use 2 because these are pretty big. All right. Then go ahead and chop, chop, chop. Then put them in. Okay, now go ahead and give this a stir. Alright, I'm gonna wash my hands real fast. I'm gonna actually dump the orzo noodles in. Give that a stir. Let this cook. Just sauteing it down. And then what we're going to do is I have some ground beef. I have 80-20. You could use whatever. Like I said, you can use chicken, ground turkey, ground pork, anything you'd like. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take it and just kind of drop it in the pan. You can crumble it up if you want. You hear it sizzling, it smells good. And then what you do is go ahead and just break it up and kind of mix it into the vegetables. You're going to let this all cook together. You want to get the meat brown before adding in the sauce. Now I know what you're thinking. You haven't seasoned this yet. I know. We're going to do that now. And then we're going to season the sauce, which is pepper and salt. So we're going to go ahead and get this going. You want to get everything. Okay. I'm just going to do garlic powder. Just shake it up a little, Just shake it up. Garlic powder is done. We're going to do some onion powder. Onion powder is done. Garlic salt. There we go. Pepper. If you love pepper, add as much as you'd like. And then just a few pinches of salt, since we added garlic salt. Then we're good, and then we're just gonna mix this up. Mix this up. All right. Now I'm gonna start putting some of this stuff away. And once it gets brown, the meat gets brown, we're gonna add in the sauce. Just the tomato sauce. I can put my spices away, except my salt and pepper. Let's go ahead and get these cans open. Come on. Now, you don't even have to make this with ground meat. You can even do like, I think like stewed meat would go well with this. You can probably cut up chicken that can go well with this. Just pretty much anything. And you don't even have to do it this way either. Like you can make, if you wanted to make meatballs, you can do it that way. Drop the meatballs in and let them cook instead of having just all the meat in there. You could do, I haven't tried it with chicken or pork. I should, just to see how it tastes. But I imagine that's good because, I mean, Parmesan chicken, you use marinara sauce, so, you know, kind of the same with the tomato. And then at the very end, what I like to do, when I say end, I mean because the meat's almost done, I like to take green onion, and I'm gonna take one. I'm gonna chop it and throw it in there. Well, not yet though. It's kind of almost like a garnish, but it's gonna get stirred in when we add everything else. So we're just gonna go ahead and chop. Sorry, hands in the way. Stir. And you can even make this ahead of time and then kind of let it simmer, just to give more of the sauce more depth. But you don't have to. I never do. I'll show you what it looks like when I have everything in. This is not done. You could feel the noodles. As of right now, I will show you what it looks like. That's what it looks like. It actually looks really good. How I came up with this recipe, I just kind of threw it together. I literally just said, you know what? Let me add stuff to the pot and see what happens, and turned out really good. So I'm like, cool. Don't want garlic shell in there. Okay, so this is pretty good. The meat looks brown and everything. So what we're gonna do is gonna dump in one can of tomato sauce, and then 2 cans. Now, I only used to do 1, but I feel that using 2 actually gives it a nice saucy flavor. Okay. Go ahead and just stir that around. It reminds me of sloppy Joe with everything in it, because I know you have sloppy Joe mix, but then you have carrots and celery and the meat and the peppers. But instead of actually having it being sloppy Joe, we're just going to add some noodles in. And it's going to taste really good. So I'm going to just add a pinch of salt. And then a layer of black pepper. Just some black pepper. Give that a nice stir. And then I'm going to turn this down to a simmer as it splashes on me. And then, are these done? Maybe these are done now. Oh, that's hot. Let me grab a spoon to see if these are done. Just get a, there we go. Oh yeah, they are. Okay. So then we're going to turn this off, and I don't know where, I think my strainer's in the dishwasher. So I'm just going to drain this real fast. Alright, and then we're just going to add the noodles into the pot. Now you can add as little and as much as noodles as you can. I added them because it kind of gives you that starchiness. Oh, makes I choke. So, yeah, and I use orzo noodles. I use orzo noodles because they're smaller. And then we're just gonna mix that around, and then we're done. That's it. That is what I call my concoction, because there was no other name for it. I couldn't think of a name, so I'm like, you know what? I'll just call it concoction because I just threw everything together. So give this a nice another stir, and then I'm going to show you. That's what it looks like. Everything in one pot. Try to make it one pot at least, but it I had to boil noodles. So I'm not going to share it with you to eat because I am waiting for someone to get home. So thank you all for watching and stopping by. I really appreciate it. Once I get to my computer, once I upload this, I'm gonna put a link to my Instagram down there in the description below, so you can follow my Instagram and you can see all the dishes that I make. I think I posted like 3 dishes so far, but some desserts, some not. But I will be making a video tomorrow. I think I will be making homemade cinnamon rolls. So keep an eye out for that. I am testing this with my phone just to see how it is. So far it's doing pretty good, but we'll see how we do with the laptop tomorrow. But yes, thank you all for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful Thursday. Remember to be the best you can be, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye!